Welcome. It's the Greg and Leisa show.
I'm Greg.
And I'm Lisa. And we're going to do a short follow up from last week's show when we talked about grandparenting matters.
Okay.
Just to follow up, I forgot about long distance grandparenting when I
Yeah.
was, doing the outline.
No, there's so much in the topic of
Yeah.
grandparenting, but
Yeah.
what do you have for
But
us?
the silly thing is, one of my children's books I wrote is about long distance grandparenting. It's about the first time Grandma met Isabella Rose because she was born in a different state. So it's like, how could I forget? But anyways, one of the things is I told my kids I never wanted to be a long distance grandparent. And
Sure.
what did I become? A long distance
It
grandparent.
happens.
So yeah, it does. But it was back then, it was just the beginning of FaceTime and things like that. Because I
Sure.
remember sending out little cameras for him to use on his computer so I could use onto mine.
Sure.
But he lived so far out in the boondocks that he didn't have good reception, so we really never got to use them. But when you are a long distance grandparent, there's different things that you do to stay in connection with your grandkids and to still try to build that relationship. And I know, I would go out and visit twice a year and send cards and call and talk. And, they'd send me pictures. But, even though grandparents that are long distance aren't there, doesn't mean that they love you any less.
True.
It's
important.
They still love you. And it's not as close because you can't just babysit them and spend that time and go pick them up. But you try to build that relationship in other ways, write letters and cards, talk to them on the phone, and just let them know that you're thinking about them.
Yeah.
But you're always praying for them.
Oh yeah.
But grandparents, they only get a short time to really have that impact on the young kids. Because as they grow up and they become teenagers, they have their own friends, and then they are, grandmas and grandpas are no longer so cool to be around.
Right.
And so one of the things I want to tell the parents is, so let the grandparents have the time while they can.
Well, yeah.
Because, I have two older teenage granddaughters and an adult grandson, and I don't see them very often now. They're at, have their own circle of friends. And even though they live an hour away, and you wouldn't think an hour and 15 minutes away or whatever is that big a deal, but it is.
Oh, it is. It does make a difference. Yeah.
It does make a difference. And, they're into their own hobbies and their own things. Yeah. And, which is okay. That's what happens as they grow up. But anyways, that's one of the things that I just wanted to bring to light, that you long distance grandparents still have an important role.
Oh yeah.
And long distance grandparents still love their grandkids.
Yep.
And they still always pray for them and remember them.
Yep. And especially in, the time in life which we live, a couple of years past, you're talking about when you were a long distance grandparent, there are easier and more accessible ways to communicate. Anyway,
there is. My niece is a long distance grandparent, and they get together via the various portals, and they all get together, and that's how they'll sometimes open their presents or celebrate birthdays or special occasions when they can't get together. So it just, it helps. It's still just not the same.
No, it's not the same.
Yeah. But we take what we can get when we're long distance grandparents, and we appreciate every time that we get to spend with the grandkids, and they get to know us as we get to know them and love them. So, anyways, that's the end of the grandparenting matters and long distance.
The thing I took away from that is you tried to use technology, which surprises me.
Well, obviously, I didn't do a very good job because it never happened.
You tried to use FaceTime in the early days. Like, wow.
I tried.
This is pre-Greg time. I can't imagine what that was like.
Yeah, I know. It was challenging.
All right. So, yeah.
All right,
so what do we have this week? Yeah, so that's the follow-up.
Yeah, that's the follow-up. This week, we're going to be talking about laughter is the best medicine. So, join us.
Yep, I got a soundboard, so be there.
Yeah.
See ya.